Dr. Wesley here with the Devo for the day. I'm in chapter 29 of Genesis, starting in verse 31. And it says this: When the Lord saw that Leah was unloved, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. Leah conceived and bore a son, and she named him Reuben, for she said, Because the Lord has looked on my affliction, surely now my husband will love me. She conceived again and bore a son, and said, Because the Lord has heard that I am hated, he has given me this son also. And she named him Simeon. So I'll stop there and I want to just talk about Leah. We know that Leah was the one that was Jacob's wife first, right? Laban tricked Jacob into marrying Leah first, right? She was the oldest, and so Laban wanted to get rid of her first, right, before giving Rachel to Jacob. But Jacob didn't want Leah. He didn't want her. He didn't like her. He just had to have her. He essentially was in contract for her to be his wife, but he really didn't want Leah. And so Leah was in this unhappy predicament of being essentially a third wheel, right? There's Jacob, there's Rachel, they're in love, and then there's Leah somewhere in the mix. And Leah wasn't feeling good. I can imagine that she was fairly depressed with her life. And she thought that she could earn his love. She thought that she could earn his love by having children, his children. And that doesn't happen. She has a child. She's like, man, now my husband's gonna love me, and he doesn't. Then she has another child. She's like, well, God knows I'm hated. He knows I'm hated, so he gave me another son. She kind of realized that this is not working out. And this is kind of a sad moment in the Bible, right? We have such a wonderful romance between Jacob and Rachel, but we have this dark side of this family where Leah is neglected. She's not happy. And that can happen sometimes in relationships, right? Where there's sometimes where you want somebody to like you. It could happen in any type of relationship. It could happen in a family. It could happen with friendships, right? Or between groups of people. It could happen at work where you want somebody to like you. And you work hard. You do things so that they will like you. Maybe you go out of your way to do something nice for them, right? You do something that you wouldn't normally do for anybody else. And that's still not enough for them to really like you. They don't like you. Maybe they despise you. Maybe what you do is actually makes them hate you even more. I've seen that happen before with a mother, a wife and her mother-in-law. The mother-in-law did something nice for the wife, and the wife's like, "You did this out of ulterior motives. This is not something. This is not really a true thing. You're just doing this to manipulate me." Right? No matter what you do, you're not liked. That can hurt. That can hurt, right? And what do we do when we're not liked? When people don't like us for whatever reason, right? No matter what we do, right? And I think what we can do is we just have to let it go. It's like the Frozen song, "Let It Go." We have to give that relationship up and say, God, if you want to do something with this relationship, do something with it, right? If you want to heal this relationship, heal it, Lord. But I've done everything I can do on my side to make this relationship better, Lord. So please work on that other person's heart. Sometimes we just have to accept that it's not going to happen, right? Those relationships are not ever get good, right? Get better, and we just have to accept that and move on with our lives and just do what we can do. Right? We have to be willing to just forgive that person for whatever issues is going on, or for whatever hatred is going on, and just leave it alone. I know it's a tough thing to do. I think Leah was finally resigned to the fact that she really was never going to be loved by Jacob, and she had to resign to that fact, which is sad. But if you're going through a situation like that, you're not alone. There's other people who go through a situation where they're just not liked by other people for whatever reason. Um, so kind of a sobering thought, but I think something well worth thinking about. It's something we don't mention enough. So that's the Debo for the day.